Hi, this is Sandeep Sugadan, and through this video I would like to introduce you to this new MyML script tool that I have developed, and I call it the block animal. Actually, I prefer the name blockanizer, but I created another tool with that same name, but this will have to do. And pardon the background noise, it's not a Ferrari, it's my system. Unfortunately, it's loud these days. This tool can create all these cool effects you see on screen, and it can be applied on any kind of polygonal object. And let's start the lesson. Now this is a simple polygonal cube. I just add a couple of edge loops so that there are faces to animate. Now let's give it texture, a simple texture, so that we can see better. Lambert will do. Set. Now this is your window, and as you can see there are two actions available: integration and disintegration. Now we'll do integration first. Start frame is the key frame, or the timeline, on the timeline where the animation should start, and let's give it a 10. And the second frames is the number of frames each phase has to animate. That is, how much frames should it take for a phase to separate and go through the animation we have set it to do. So we'll give it a 50. Now the offset dictates how many frames has to pass before adjacent frames are animated. That is, if this phase is animated first, then how much time should pass before the next one is to be animated. So I'll give it a 10. Now thickness is how much thickness you have to give to this individual phases. If you leave it as 0, you will get an effect like a plane animating. There won't be any thickness to the faces. If you give thickness, it will appear as if cubes or whatever shape your faces are. It will have thickness. Let's give it 0.2. Now the axis, that is, on what axis should this takes place, this animation take place, that is world space, object space, or local space. I will leave it at world space. Now the operation should be relative or absolute, or relative to the current position of the object. You can select those here. And translate, let's give it a y of 50. You can add z and x if necessary, but it will look much cooler for the effect I'm aiming if I just give y. Now rotation, I can give a 50 for x, let's give a 10 for y, 5 for z. Scale you can use if you need it. Now the direction is an important part. The thing is that this does not govern the direction in which the faces are to be animated. Actually, those are set by these values here on translate. Now the direction dictates which faces are to be animated first. That is, if I put it in a positive x direction, if it's disintegration, it will start from the positive x and move to the negative x direction. That is, it start from the positive x direction to the negative x. If it's integration, it will move towards the positive x from the negative x. Now if it's positive y in this integration, the top one will go first, then or go to the bottom. Some kind of randomization is there to get the effect. Now let's apply this. Now it will take some time to animate. Now put some 300 frames. Let's see. Now this is the original object, and as it passes, now it separates into faces, and it's doing the animation and rotation as dictated by us. Now as you can see, there is thickness as well. Now let the animation complete. Now the whole object is gone, and the faces disappear after the certain point, so there won't be any faces lying around. Now, as you can see, you can animate this even after setting the implementing the tool. That is, let's see, I'll move it over here. Let's give a rotation as well. So as you can see, the animation, it follows through irrespective of the animation we implemented on it. So that's for disintegration. Now let's take a look at the integration part.